Hi! So today we are going to learn how you can successfully ruin your potential as a girl. Let's go! Prioritizing your relationship over your career. Let me tell you a story, okay? So there was this girl that I used to be friends with, and she would constantly complain to me about how she's not even able to get passing marks, and I would constantly hyper her by saying that no bro, relax, you just have to work a little hard and then you will be fine. But then one day we had an exam and it was an important exam, okay? And then she comes to me again complaining that Jigyasa, I'm so afraid because I didn't study anything. And I was like, why bro? No. Because when you know it is an important exam, then why didn't you study? She says that because I was talking to my boyfriend till 4 a.m. Are you dumb? Why are you even complaining to me then? I might sound aggressive right now, but it literally makes my blood so boil when I realize that there are literally millions of girls in our country, in India, who don't have access to education. But then some girls are out there having this privilege and then wasting it over what? Over what? A guy. Not even a man, a guy, because you people are just teenagers first of all, which is even more concerning. It makes me so angry that there are literally so many smart and talented girls out there who can literally excel at anything if they decide to, but they don't, because somehow their childish and stupid relationship becomes more important to them than their future, which is ridiculous. And that is exactly why I always say that you should never date as a teenager, because when two adults date each other, they understand the importance their career holds, and even for them to stay together with stability in future, it's important to not compromise on their goals. But you people are not mature enough to understand that, and then you will come up with your stupid explanations like, it's important to have some sort of experience. What experience are you talking about, huh? What experience? What if I ask you about your experience in academics, your hobbies, internships, you building something? Do you have any good experience in those departments? When you prioritize your relationship over your career, your focus is always on whether he has texted you or not, whether he has seen your story or not, why is he taking so long to reply? Like, girl. And again, all of these things happen simply because you don't have the maturity to balance both your relationship and your goals. And some girls are out there who for some reason love smothering and pampering their guy also. How? By being his unpaid therapist, by giving him wifey treatment and giving him a whole lecture on how he can improve his life. Like, girl, you are just a teenager. Your life has not even properly started yet. Why are you acting like somebody's wife, bro? You would be going places if you use the same energy, advice and focus on yourself instead. And taking care of your boyfriend's life is his mother's job, not yours. Plus, you are young right now. Your frontal lobe has not been fully developed yet. You don't know how to deal with your emotions, so there are high chances that you might fall into depression and ruin your mental health over both stupid and serious things and get yourself in some big troubles. Listen, I just want to conclude this pointer by saying that there's nothing wrong with being in a relationship as long as it's not affecting your career. So if it is, then please do yourself a favor and get out of that dusty relationship. Shrink yourself to become adjustable. Now this one genuinely makes me so sad. When your mindset shifts from what kind of woman do I want to become to how do I become more adjustable and likable, it gets very, very dangerous, because now your entire worth is based on other people's perception of you. You pretend to speak less and know less. You start hesitating before stating your opinions, and then you begin to overthink the way you dress, the way you sit, the way you look, the way you express yourself. Why? Because you don't want to intimidate people, because you want to play it safe. Women are conditioned to be this way, because when a man speaks confidently, oh my god, he can become such a great leader. But when a woman speaks confidently, oh my god, she has an attitude problem. Our society is full of double standard. But girls, now it's high time to break that cycle. And let's ignore these societal norms for a second, okay? Let's talk about a very basic fact, alright? Do you know how many opportunities you will miss out on if you keep playing it safe? Let me give you an example, okay? So a few days back, I went to a dairy shop to buy milk, okay? Now the uncle at the shop is now very lethargic. He deliberately does everything so slowly, which is very annoying. So when I went, so many aunties and women were already standing there waiting for him to give them the stuff they need. And then after some time, a man arrived at the shop and he asked for something, and again, uncle being uncle, he didn't listen. So you know what the man did? He opened the drawer himself, took the stuff he needed and transferred the money through Paytm and left. Literally. Do you have any idea how much energy and time he saved by doing that? You know what I did then? I did the same thing. Opened the drawer, took what I needed, gave him the money, and that's it. I left. And it was finally after me that those other women also started doing the same. Now I know this is such a small and silly example, but guys, real changes occur after taking these small steps first. It's these little things that adds up to your confidence. You start doing things differently and you open up yourself more. And you know what? In matters like these, we can actually learn to take inspiration from men. Like, look at them, observe them, how easily they communicate with everyone and get things done ASAP. The reason a man knows so much more than you about different and random things even is simply because he is not afraid to approach anyone or ask anything confidently. And this is exactly why men tend to have more connections and a better and a stronger networking game, because they are actively engaging with different kinds of people. Why? Because they have something that women don't. And what is that? audacity. Men tend to have a lot of audacity. I don't know which market they buy it from, but they do have a lot of audacity, and it's high time for women now to normalize this and start doing things with audacity. Like, don't be afraid to interact with people and ask different questions, and please never be afraid to express yourself fully. Remember, audacity combined with a little bit of delusion can take you very far in life. Second amazing way to ruin your potential is to prioritize beauty over becoming skilled. I'm not the person who will tell you that your appearance does not matter, because it does, and in fact it's less about being pretty and more about how you carry yourself, and that does matter, so I'm not going to deny that. However, if you are a person who spends 5 hours on perfecting your looks but just 5 minutes on improving your mind, then it becomes a problem. If you base your entire personality on how you look, then what will you do when life demands more from you? If your looks become the foundation of your confidence, then losing it can literally make you feel completely lost within yourself. Remember, beauty is temporary, because once you become old, it will be gone. But the skills that you acquire today, the knowledge that you gain today will help you throughout your entire life. You will continue to make money and enjoy your freedom regardless of how you look. So you can master looking good, but what about your communication skills, financial literacy, your emotional intelligence? If you don't master these things, then no matter how good you look, you will continue to stay behind in life. The goal is not to completely stop caring about your looks, but to maintain a balance between looking good and becoming skilled. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will meet you in my next video. Bye.